Welcome back to the Backside Potty. This week we will be covering all things Tour de France, some new tech which has been seen, a bit of local racing, and the come down from the first episode.
2 gin and tonics, 2 vodkas, and a scotch.
Yes?
500 watts, please.
And now, let's introduce you to the Backside crew. We have the Corso King,
Howdy guys, how are we?
Freebs,
Present.
Jim Bob,
Just very excited to be here, guys.
and
Sound
I'm
it.
myself, Sean A.
Welcome.
Now,
Talk about excited about last week, Jim Bob. You must be pumped up. We had one of the most, I think, impressive debuts in Spotify history.
Yeah, we did.
It's not it's unclaimed, but mate, we had over 300 listens on Spotify. We've got 82 followers on Spotify. There's iTunes we haven't even added to that. What do you think?
Look, my wife actually jumped in and had a bit of a listen and was like, you guys were actually mildly amusing. I was like, how are you surprised by this? Like, the four of us have great chat.
Always.
I was actually a little bit taken aback that people thought it wasn't going to be good.
Who does that?
I know, but love my wife.
Jeez, throw that in there, why don't you? Jeez.
it's been a good week. It's been exciting. I'm excited for this, hey.
Mate, I'm just blown away with the support. Like, it's all around the country. We've had listeners all over the world as well.
Yeah, like we've got guys in Europe, like obviously local Brisbane guys that are racing over in Europe, and it's good to see that we're getting feedback from them. They're loving it. It's great.
There's good chat, and there's people who are really excited about the getting some cash on the mountain too.
Well,
That's the
it's
other
got people talking.
A big thanks to the listeners. We really appreciate your support, and make sure you keep listening in, and we love the feedback after that first week, so much appreciated. Jim Bob, big week this week. What have you been up to on the bike or running in your instance?
Yeah, the week that was, Freebs, I had an up and down week. Highlight was racing at Hammer on the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
It was really good to get out. First race back, bit of fun.
How were the nerves? How were the nerves?
No nerves, mate. Not for A-grade Brisbane crit. But
Big dog.
Talk a
Big
big
talk.
game up here. Far
You did have a
out.
broken collarbone and scapula, so I thought maybe a bit nervous about falling off again.
oh, maybe, yeah, probably.
Didn't cross your mind, did it?
No, mate. Once I pin the number on and I
You're in the
start
zone.
White line.
sniffing the wheel in front.
So how'd you go? Did you get dropped?
Shelled.
Yeah, I got shelled out of the race-winning move.
Oh, that happens. every week.
Couldn't even hold the wheel, mate. The boys
Jesus.
graciously let me sit on, and couldn't even hold on. Shout out to Max and Lambo, who ended up going 1-2 in a 2-up break.
How long were they gone for?
I think out of a 60-minute crit, they went at 30 minutes. We were joined by Alex Corral for a little bit, but I think he suffered the same fate as me, probably a couple of minutes after. So he dropped a real big burner to get across, though. So that was pretty impressive on his behalf.
Nice.
Low light for the week was I went for a run. And
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
for
no.
those of you that...
Nothing ever good comes from a run, mate.
Clearly.
Well, it just, sometimes it really just loosens everything up when you go for a run in the morning.
Best feeling.
And I got
Is this pre or post
2Ks down.
coffee?
I got 2Ks down the road, and I realised that I needed to find a toilet somewhere. And for those who know Kedron Brook Bikeway, there's some toilets
Yeah,
around the place,
yeah, you
but
can
there's
find
not many. So I decided to try and make it home. And to be fair, I was getting home pretty much duck waddling, trying to get home. So yeah. And then after that, I was like, I've got to go finish this run set, and then went for a run and pulled my hip flexor. So, mate, it was just a shocker of a morning. It really threw my week out. And
you've recovered, mate.
yeah, I mean, that's the week that
At least
was
you
for
didn't,
me.
at least
So,
you didn't
few ups,
disgrace
few
yourself.
downs. Shauno, what'd you get up to, mate?
Mate, same as last week. Not a great deal.
Mate, he's put a stellar effort into the organisation of this podcast, though, just quietly.
Just quietly.
I'm frothing it. It's something to do when I'm not working, so I'm exciting it. I'm excited by it. But exercise-wise, legit nothing.
no swims.
No swims.
I was going to buy you a special swim cap this week.
Because I've got a little infection on the old, where the surgery was.
For those that can't see it, Shawnee's leg's about double the size it was last week. And It honestly looks like it's been painted on with lipstick. It's like completely bright red.
It's called the single male can't look after himself, mate.
Oh, mate.
We love that.
Oh,
We do love that.
yeah. Cop.
How did he
Get a man whilst he's down, eh?
How did it get infected, Shauno?
I don't know.
Oh, come on, mate. Tell the listeners.
All right. Let's say that it was scabbed over, so I peeled the scab off. Not that people want to know that.
Did you eat it?
Yeah, what you do with it?
Yeah. But underneath that, there was a stitch still in there, so I thought, it's a great idea to try and rip the stitch out. And, did some more damage than I needed to. So, you live and you learn. I'm on antibiotics now.
You may or
off
may
the
not
beers.
be in hospital in 24 or 48
Yeah,
hours time, I
the
think.
doctors are pretty worried. But, hey, come visit me, please.
Or bring you a beer from Easy Time.
Yeah, Curto.
Mate, my week. It was actually pretty good. Just because it is the week leading into GC Mara. So I've had one really big dig of training, as they say. Just cram it in and you pray for the stars or whatever the saying is, you know. But long story short, some people now call me Camp Hill King because on the May Bay loop, I
Jeez, talk it up, mate.
rolled a few heavy hitters. Ewan, please fix your SRAM gears, mate, because you couldn't hold the
dropped a
shoe.
chain.
Fucking shrimp.
You drop a chain?
Yeah, mate. It was a good ride Saturday though. 110 Ks under the 3 hours. But for the May Bay loop, there was a 40.5 average for the 90 Ks.
Solid.
So
That's
not
solid.
not
a few
bad
red
at
lights
all.
ran.
Pardon?
A few red lights.
A few red lights on return, but other than that,
Did you run them?
nah.
Pause the Garmin, mate.
Nah, mate. We
Yeah.
were holding. We were,
Law-abiding citizens.
yeah,
aren't you?
yeah. Mick Bates though, he was out the back with his
Uh-huh.
parachute tucked on.
He was on the clunker, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was on the clunker, mate. Mick Bates, he had his parachute. He was
Learn to ride,
skydiving.
please.
Yeah, someone tell
your
that
tyres up.
Tony how to ride. For myself, I went for a run after a 21st I had a 21st Saturday night and went for a run Sunday morning. Great idea, as always, for myself.
Sweated out
How much sleep?
Oh, mate. 3.5 hours.
Perfect.
Oh, that's peak performance, mate.
So I went for 17 Ks and just averaged 4 or 5 minutes a K.
This is a cycling
4 or
podcast,
5
mate.
minutes. That's very broad, mate.
Yeah, but we're in a world of trouble for the GC Mara this week. Hamstring's not too good.
Just stretch it up, mate. You'll be
Yeah, but Freebs, mate, how's your week?
Yeah, good. I got my mother-in-law staying up this week, so went up to Noosa on the weekend.
Lovely spot.
I decided to, rather than, because she wanted to go to Noosa, so I was like, all right, I'll ride up to Noosa and you girls can drive up to Noosa. And I was like, this is going to be a perfect little boys trip for myself up to Noosa. So I rode up on the weekend and went to lunch at Some Young Guys and then drove home that afternoon, which was beautiful. So it's a nice
What
little...
cuisine is Some Young Guys?
I'd call that Asian fusion.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah, it's Some Young Guys.
Which curry did you get?
Nice accent.
Got pad thai, kingfish. The,
Kingfish curry's good.
Yep. It was
Really
delicious.
So's pad thai, mate.
Couple of tiger beers.
Tiger beers. Any ciders? I'm a bit
Oh,
cheeky
don't
on the
know about
ciders,
that,
mate.
I only drink beer.
Yeah.
And red wine. Copious amounts.
So yeah, that was 150 odd Ks, and then backed up on Sunday with the Unicrit. Numbers a bit low, but we had Maxi Campbell on the start line. And
How many numbers do you have?
would have been 20.
Yeah, right.
It was light on, so Maxi wasn't happy unless he was on the podium at about 6 minutes into the race. So
Standard maxi.
he was giving it a fair old go, and Mick Cook and I managed to get across to him. And then I said at about 11 minutes, I said, mate, I think we're far enough in front of the rest of them. Let's just settle into some rhythm. And we've still got 50 minutes to go. So, I was
Did you
lap
like,
the
just
field?
calm down, pal.
Yeah, did you lap the field?
Yeah, we lapped the field, lapped a bunch of other people maybe 3 times. So it was
Really showed him who's boss, hey?
It was my first crit back at uni in like 15 months.
Was it really?
Hmm.
Jeez, I remember back a year and a half ago when we were chopping and you just would not pull a
That is-
fucking turn.
BS.
All I remember, my last uni crit,
when you're a master, mate, you've got like you're allowed to like a little bit of leeway.
my last uni crit, I was rocking the singlet lycra. That was so good.
And no socks.
I was wearing ankle socks just for the people playing at home. I was wearing ankle socks, cut the sleeves off the jersey for the 40-degree summer crits.
Proper Gronk.
Mate, I bridged over to the break, and I think I was there, and I don't know what happened afterwards. Probably got spat or something.
Yeah.
Probably deserved it.
Yeah. And that was your last race.
Yeah, I racked it.
What do you reckon about making a comeback?
This week.
After the GC Mara.
Mate, after
Mara.
GC Mara, there is talks of a little comeback, but we'll see about that.
Because I reckon half the listeners here don't even know who you are.
Yeah,
Probably along with all of us.
yeah. I don't even know myself.
Yeah. Talking about racing, actually, a couple of weekends ago, we had the Balmoral Juniors and Women's Tour. And young fella from my team, actually, Alex Carell, he's showing some good form. He's off to Europe soon in a couple of weeks, racing with the Ducker Academy. And he's pretty excited by it. But he won the weekend for the under-19 junior NRS.
He's a weapon.
He's a weapon, man. It's exciting to see. So
That's big. That is
Yeah.
big.
He's definitely riding well.
yeah, so hopefully he can, all things go well for him over there, and we wish him the best of luck. But he's a TT,
Mate,
he's a TT rider.
He
So
flew the other week at the TT at
Yeah.
up at Laidley or whatever it was. He was
oh yeah,
he put down some serious watts.
yeah. No, he's a weapon. Well, I think he won by a minute, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, he did.
So no, he cleaned up there, and it was actually a big field for the juniors, the under-19s, 40 plus riders, which is great to see.
So
and that's just in the under-19s, and then below that you had the even younger grades,
They have under 17s, under
which
15s,
had
and 13s.
massive turnout too. And on top of that, the women's tour was really good to see. We had Maddie Taylor. Obviously, she's one of the dominant riders in Queensland, and she showed her form, and she dominated the weekend again. And Abby McLean and Imogen did really well as well, rounding out the podium. And they actually raced with Hamilton A-grade men's on the weekend, along with Quinn Finlay. And they stuck in there, and Quinn got the job done for the ladies and was the first lady across the line, which is always good to see. It's good to see they're mixing it up with the blokes in there.
Yeah, they didn't look out of place at all. They were there mixing it up with the guys. It was really good to see.
Yeah.
Speaking of people doing really well,
Speaking of people doing really well, each week we make it our life mission to scale the Strava leaderboards. And what's been happening on the backside potty segment this week, Kurto?
Mate, so actually we've had 480 odd riders tackle the backside this week. A few PBs to note from scaling the leaderboards. We've got the Pencil, who went up the fastest at 7 minutes and 37 seconds.
Smoking.
However,
That's pretty good.
That's
That's
smoking,
my
man.
PB, mate.
Yeah.
And actually, he did that on the last interval of a set of 6 reps.
shit, the pencil.
Yeah. The pencil's on.
however, that was not a PB for him either.
No.
And then we've got Hickey, who went up at sub 8 with a 7:58, which was the second fastest time
Not bad.
of the week.
anything sub 8 up Coot-tha is impressive.
Yeah.
But the proper segment too.
Yeah. The backside segment.
And another notable mention is Imo. She gave it a nudge on her last interval. She got herself a new PB of 10 minutes and 40 seconds. However, she's definitely got heaps in the tank
Yeah.
with just a one-off attempt. I'm sure
Yeah.
she is going sub 8 minutes 30.
She-
No
She's
water bottles
talking.
too, if you take the no water bottles off.
No water bottles.
She's thinking about it. She's trying to figure out the watts per kilo to get up there sub 8.
Is it sub 8:30 for
No, it's a sub 8 minutes.
sub 8 minutes?
Yeah, it's tough. I've had a few messages going, I don't know if this is going to get broken, but hey, it wouldn't be a challenge otherwise.
Mate, this is the thing we love to hear. Everyone's
Yeah.
getting excited about it. I want to see people going up there, full skin dogs, stripped down bikes. Just let's get it done.
No water
people.
bottles.
Lead out trains. Let's see it happen. The men's, the sub 6, geez, that is going to be hard.
That's going to be tough. I remember
Yeah.
giving Soul Love a little lead out and I hurt myself after a K.
Yeah.
I
Fully buried.
was buried. I was 65 RPM getting up the rest of the hill after he went off my wheel. And he went a 6:20 on the old segment.
Jeez.
Which is quick.
That's a 6:35 on our segment.
That's doable.
It's
So,
doable.
where are you?
So get it done, brother.
Okay, and now the not so notable mentions. Chewy with an 26. He was just out for a cruise, looking through at his heart rate data and power with a 139 beat per minute average, or however
Yeah,
you
he's
want to
just
look
That's
at
his
it.
zone too.
Yeah, he's just cruising.
So I reckon he's definitely got more in him.
Why are we picking on him?
Poor
Come
bloke.
on.
Well, sorry guys, I like to just throw some shade at everyone. You know, it wouldn't be a normal day without me like that.
Get out from under the tree.
How about
Yeah.
Big Rog here, though?
Big
Yeah,
Rog,
let's
Big
rip
Rog.
into him.
Big Rog, mate. I'm sorry to drag you out from under the table, but made a 15.56 with a 175 beat and 277 watts average.
He's working.
He's working hard.
I reckon we can get that under.
That'll be me when I'm back on the bike.
Mate,
I'll be
your heart will be
punching
through the
175
roof.
at 277.
I reckon Rog here is possibly a candidate for our 10% PB challenge.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
100%. Let's get him on a training plan.
He is playing it smart though.
Yeah, you got to go in
If we're
soft.
looking at this though, you don't want to give it a whack first go. If you were a money man or you are there to
What's Roger's PB? Do we know?
Don't know, actually. Don't know.
We'll bring that out next week.
Yeah, I'll do some digging. We'll keep an eye on Rog.
On the PB challenge, I think Roger's obviously a candidate, but I'm sure everyone knows a little bit about the challenges that are going down at the moment. Obviously, we got a voucher there for Easy Time Brewing for the males that go under 6 and the females under 8 minutes. But we also want to bring everyone out of the shade, as Kurt would say, and we've got a challenge for everyone else. So if you improve your PB by 10% between now and the end of the year, send us a DM on Instagram. We'll be able to sort of capture your data there, share with us your power data and your heart rate data, assuming you've got that, your times, the 2 times, and then you go in the draw to win one of 2 $250 Easy Time Brewing vouchers, one for male, one for females.
That's good, eh? Easy Times are legends.
They're going hard, mate. They're keen.
And to make it all easier for us, also join the Strava Club. So it's called the Backside Potty.
it's quite a few people
doesn't
already.
get
Yeah,
any easier.
I think
than
we've got
that.
30 members on it at the moment. So, mate, let's get it to 1,000.
Should we talk about what else happened up on the mountain this week?
Oh, Jim Bob, you tell this story, mate.
Oh, no names.
His name was
Oh,
Tom
he might be
Montana.
getting pulled out of here in a cop car later.
Yeah, so if anyone's ridden up the backside of Coot-tha in the last 4 or 5 days, you'll notice that the segment has actually been marked out on the mountain. Don't know who did that, but it's been done.
Stenciled.
It's been stenciled, yes, correct. As we were finishing up the stenciling, I
That's very royal.
managed to stand up and wave at the cops as they drove past as it was being stenciled. Yeah,
I take
good
that as it's done. It's good. They don't care.
That's the way I took it.
Yep.
All a bit of
Staying there
fun.
for life.
But you know what? You know where people get away with stencils all the time? At the Tour de France.
Exactly.
And hey, what a segue. We are all about the Tour de France this week.
Saturday night was a big kickoff, wasn't it?
Massive. Longest neutral in history, I reckon. Mate,
Big grander party.
they even stopped about 6Ks in
Yeah, just
to cut a ribbon.
Why not?
Why didn't they do that at the start? Come on,
It's the
people.
Italians, mate.
They did it outside that bloke with a little dick. That statue.
David.
Yeah, David.
King David or whatever his name is.
Oh, dear.
Mate, that's a great statue.
First time I think it started in Italy. Let's get this back on track.
Was it the first time?
I think so.
Well, another fact for you about the Tour de France,
Yep.
which I read it. First time ever, Remco, Jonas, Pog, and Roglic are all starting in the same race together.
The big four.
The big four. And to make things better, you can also add in Wout and Matthew Van der Poel also starting as well.
MVDP. He's been pretty quiet so far.
Mate,
Mate, it's only been 2 stages. I reckon
tonight's the night.
second week. Second
Sprint
week
stage?
he's in.
Mate, he's going to
MV
lead out.
Philipsen,
Jasper.
of
Jasper,
course.
mate. It's
Yeah.
going to be a big train.
Yeah. It's been a good start though.
Assuming my boy Mads doesn't get the job done.
I hope Mads does because he's in my
Fads.
team too.
He's on my team.
Fads
Yeah.
is going to get it across, you reckon? I've got Jasper.
You got Jasper.
You know what? I didn't
You
even
haven't
change
changed.
my stage bonus. It's
You
still
idiot.
on Pog.
Oh, he'll probably
Oh.
be top
He'll
three
be top
anyway.
three anyway.
My money's on Arnaud Delis.
Mate,
He
he's a
dusted everyone last weekend at the Belgian Road Championships. He was very
beat
impressive.
Philipsen, beat Van Aert. You could be on there.
I did say he was a little shoo-in. Did say that, but
Mate, What about the performance from the young Dutch guy though on that first stage to get Bardet?
Unreal. Teammate of the year.
That's incredible. I mean, he did pretty well. Got a white jersey and a green jersey out of it, and most combative.
Yeah.
But
like he was in the break.
Could have been yellow.
From, I think it was 40 Ks into the race, the break went.
He was in the original break.
Yeah, he was in the original break, and then Bardet bridged across to him.
He dropped back for him.
Yeah,
He dropped back
but
for
no,
him.
Bardet attacked about 50 Ks to go.
Correct.
Yeah.
He got team orders, dropped back from the break, then brought Bardet
Straight past him
back
like a
to the
freight
break,
train.
straight pass, Huru, 2-man TT. Thanks for bloody coming.
Mate,
Pretty impressive.
how about the final, was it about 4Ks or so, where
Oh, man.
that time just dropped significantly?
My
and
heart
then,
was pumping.
And then all of a sudden it just
I
sat
get
there.
revved up.
Oh, dude.
It
I
sat
feel
there
like I'm racing.
yeah.
It just sat there at the 10-second mark or so, maybe a bit more. But I was just like, this is going to go right down to the wire. And I thought they were going to get swamped. And I was hoping they didn't. And how good is it to see Bardet after stage 1 in yellow?
You know, it's the first time he's ever worn the yellow jersey.
I know,
Is it?
after
Yep.
being bridesmaid on the GC.
Yeah. He's won the polka dots before, and
I think
all
it's
that.
his first time in like 7 or 10 years since he's actually had a win too. Stage
yeah, I think the last one was in 2017. Was his last
win.
win?
So with the two guys, Frank Vandenbroek and
Bardet.
Bardet, if they actually had to have a head-to-head sprint at the end, who do you reckon wins it?
Vandenbroek.
Bardet was nowhere.
Vandenbroek.
Vanderbilt would have pumped him.
Have you seen the size of Bardet? He's a pencil.
Bardet's on the olive oil and pasta diet, mate.
And the lick of an apple and some hopes and some dreams and not a lot of food going
Mate,
in there.
what-
He's a lean boy.
To be honest, though, he flew out of the peloton to get across. That was a big effort he did to get across.
He's burnt some matches getting across, and every time the camera panned back to him, he was on the front giving it full whack. So
Yeah.
maybe he spent a little more than Frank Vandenbroek. Oh man,
hard
hard to call.
I did like it, though, with 2Ks to go. He got the elbow flicked through.
Yeah.
And after 150 metres, he's flicked the elbow
straight
again.
back.
I love that. I was all for that.
That's
You're not
the
rolling
leader,
me,
mate.
mate. I'm rolling you at the end.
What about the other Jonas?
Jonas
Jonas.
Vingegaard.
No, the
Oh, the big fella from UNOX.
the big Norwegian, the Viking.
Mate,
What a ride!
what a weapon. He'd be the same size as me, I reckon.
Oh, he's sometimes a Jim Bob.
Yeah. And he's actually... He was in the break again for stage 2
Mate, last night he was killing it.
and got maximum points on every climb
And the
apart
sprint.
from...
And the sprint.
Did he?
Yep.
Man, that's unreal.
He's got the green jersey. He's got the
Does he have the
polka
green
dot.
jersey?
Yeah, he's got both,
Yeah.
mate. And most combative.
Mate, they'll have to...
Sorry if
give
you
us-
didn't watch the stage last night. I watched it today, but
We're actually watching stage 3 as we speak. So
I've got Simon just smiling at me.
Yeah.
he
Looks like a
Cheshire cat.
6-year-old, hey. He just looks like a 6-year-old just smiling at me.
Anyway,
dear.
but how about Cav? What do you reckon? He blew his matches.
Nah.
Was he vomiting?
He
That
blew
was-
his matches about 20 Ks in the stage 1, didn't he?
I reckon he's still getting up for a win.
Yeah,
which,
I'm gonna-
today? Could be today.
I hope it's
He
today.
looked
so
alright
then-
yesterday.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
Well, he
Very measured.
he looked better than Jakobsen.
Jacobson
Jeez.
was
Mate,
nowhere.
the pure sprinters really suffered in the
Oh,
last
they
few
do,
days.
mate.
Do they do they
just
warm up into the
horrible.
tour? Like they seem like they can't climb at the moment.
They can't. They can't. And
Mate.
like Cav even says, man, it sucks being my body type now. Like back when he was dominating,
Yeah, you could just spin
Like-
it up.
but like these days, typical cyclist has changed.
Oh yeah, they're good at everything.
Yeah.
Well, now they do 500 watts.
Yeah, please.
All the time. Anyway,
That's it.
it's been a bloody.
The other
Big
other
couple of
thing I
days.
wanted to talk about was how good was that Pog attack to really test the legs of Jonas, and then for Remco to bridge across.
T2.
Man, I want to see those numbers. That was pretty
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah.
And
Or
then
are you
for-
talking about today? Stage 2? Yeah.
Yeah, when Remco
Yeah.
got him. Because that was like 40, 50, 45 seconds at one point.
Mate, it was huge.
And they
But
went,
geez,
they didn't
Was-
button off.
Wasn't it exciting though? Like,
It was.
mate, I was excited that Jonas was holding the shoe.
And
That's-
easily.
Yeah. He looks freaking weird on the bike though, eh? He looks like a human centipede or something. eh?
He's got like a back wing tunnel
Yeah.
or something. Like he's got a wing in there or something.
Yeah.
Like it's
He's real hunched over, hey?
yeah, but it's like it sits up.
But like their race
something in there.
radios are really protruding this year as well.
I don't know. There's
Do you
something
reckon
in
he's
there.
a human aerofoil?
There's something in there.
Like
Jeez.
almost like in a boat, how you've got a ballast. He's just got his back is just the perfect curvature to be aerodynamic.
No, I think
Here's
Rule
the
28 are in
engineer
there.
Yeah, I was about to say, how's the engineer brain on this
Rule
guy,
28 are
right?
in there, mate, and they've given him a special one of those aero chest things to wear.
Yeah.
There's something going on there.
If they do, I know who's buying it next. Andrew Freebie.
I'll be on it. Anything for 1 watt.
That probably leads us pretty well into the next segment where we're going to talk about some of the interesting stuff that we've seen at the tour so far.
Tech.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shauno. Could you run us through some of that?
Mate, there's obviously been a few new bikes released. We've seen the new Dogma. It's light.
Mate,
It's 7.2 kilos, man. Claimed. They couldn't put it on the scales
with pedals.
with pedals. Yep. Insane, man. Like that's
It's only 100 grams, though, mate.
man. But it's like it's an aero bike, man. It's 7.2 for an aero bike. It's
But I saw the stats was like it's like 1 watt or something. Literally was their stat difference between the two frames.
yeah, right.
So it was like 0.4 of a kilometre per hour over 45 k's or something like that. It was like literally nothing.
Speed, baby.
It all helps.
Yep. That's it. Well, you could say the new Trek Madone, or is what are the other people calling it? The Madonda.
Madonna.
Yeah.
Wonder.
Yep. Thanks, Chris Miller. Them with their bloody water bottles they've got.
They
Mate,
look-
I'm
they
a
look
big
pretty
fan
hot.
of that. They
Yeah.
look pretty cool. Mate.
Apparently, the bike's faster with the water bottles than it is without.
I did
Yeah,
see
yeah.
that today.
Yeah.
That's your ballast.
Yeah.
Just filling in that middle triangle there.
That
Yeah.
frontal area.
Yeah. But you know what a bizarre looking bike is? The
Yep.
bike that our young mate,
X is on
Jonas Abrahamson, the
Dare.
com wearer,
the Dare.
he was riding the Dare, which is probably the heaviest bike in the peloton.
8 kilos.
8 kegs, mate. But I tell you what, it's a bizarre looking bike. That handlebar, Jesus Christ, it's about 3 inches deep.
Well, it's definitely
It's-
doing the job though. If it's getting him up the hills, mate.
I think he's just wrestling that thing up.
Yeah.
He's so big.
He's
Yeah.
doing a bit of a Harley Moore back in the day, just
Yeah.
throwing
Yeah.
some watts through it.
Yeah,
It would honestly be the stiffest bike. in
you
the
would not want to
world.
buy that bike after he's finished with it.
No. And the interesting thing with that bike is it's got a 5640 front chainring combo. That's a massive jump.
5640.
Yeah.
It's like Jimbo's
Rather-
TT bike.
Rather than a 5642.
Yeah.
How does that?
Man, a few drop chains happening
Where's
there.
Haddo?
Nah, it's
Someone call Haddo.
how they would know.
Yeah,
I
it's a
reckon
big
they'll get
jump.
down or up.
But anywho, best of luck to them. Another bike which we haven't seen much of actually, but it's been seen in the Pello and potentially tonight on stage 3 is the new Van Rysel aero bike. So keep your eyes peeled, people. Sammy Bennett might be ripping on that at the end of tonight's stage, and who knows, he might get up.
He's a rough outsider, Shauno. He's a very rough outsider.
Yeah,
he's not the Sam of the old
He's not the
days.
DeKernick. He's not the
He's a
DeKernick
DeKernick.
one.
He's
He's the fucking Make-A-Wish child now.
what results has he had this year?
None.
Fucking not
Right.
even the Irish fucking national champ, man.
Yeah, he
He's
didn't do
fucking out the back.
Another bit of cool tech that has been released is Visma. They've done a control center of all things, and it's a little bit controversial. G mentioned on his podcast the other day that Ineos have something similar where they send all their data back to the UK, and it's not actually, and then data goes back to the UK, then comes back to the team cars, and they can come up with a strategy on the road sort of thing. Whereas Visma, they've got this van set up at the race. It's getting live data, so it's rather quick to get back to them, and they can analyze it as quick as possible.
I love it. I think
It's
great.
cool. I'll play a
Very
little
cool.
clip, and we'll have a look at this, hey?
Ever command center in cycling. Thanks to Visma's expertise in data collection and visualization, all our data will now be analyzed in one place, so that we can make the best tactical decisions, quickly and accurately. Play smarter. All in one control room.
God, it feels like Call of Duty.
It's insane, man.
Call of Duty, mate.
It's like the intro for Call of Duty.
I'd be really interested to see what data they're actually getting sent back to them. Is it just power and heart rate, or are they getting metabolic data? I actually didn't think they were allowed to wear glucose monitors and
Yeah.
things like that. So
Potentially, I think that's what the UCI are cracking down on. Like, they're sussing out what sort of data they're getting and analyzing, because, hey, that's a massive advantage if they can analyze that live on the road
Yeah, it's huge.
and be like, hey, this guy's levels are getting high or low. Let's
Get him some sugar.
get him some sugar.
Well, do you remember Alpian back in the day when Jay Vine and a few of the other Aussies were in the Zwift Academy. They had that glucose monitor on their bicep or on the back of their tricep, and the UCI came in and said, "No, you can't have this in races," and they had to remove it straight away.
Is it banned?
It must be.
It must
in
be,
racing.
eh?
I was
It
gonna say,
must
I
be
might have
in
to get myself
racing.
one, Sean.
Hey,
I might have to get myself one of those. mate.
marginal gains, mate. Wouldn't surprise me if I see you rocking around with one of them, mate.
It's not a whoop band on my shoulder, my bicep.
Wood band, mate.
Well, apparently that's the next frontier is wearable glucose monitors that talk to your Garmin watch and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless they've got some sort of central database where they're punching that sort of data through. It should be just power and heart rate data, but it is interesting. It's going to make a big difference if they're the only ones doing this stuff. Like they'll be way in front this this tour, so be very interesting to see.
Yeah. Last bit of cool tech. I saw Little Trek had a auto waxing thing,
Oh yeah,
which, hey, for us novices, it's pretty cool.
where can you get them from?
How much are they?
I think it was Cyclo Wax or something.
Cyclo Wax. Send us a recommended retail, guys. We need to
Mate,
get around this.
This thing looks
we'll
elite.
get a discount code.
Freebs 10.
Yeah,
If it doesn't work, don't come calling.
Yeah.
it's untested.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I'd
It's
rather
half an hour
just
job to.
yeah, I'd
wax
rather
it.
just heat my wax, put a wax up and do it
Oh.
that way.
I'm
You do
actually
like 5 chains at the same time,
Yeah, exactly.
well for me. I'm happy to pay the money for that.
mate. You
Oh,
don't even
Mate.
do you wax your chain
Mate, I wax your chain
yeah, I know.
and you don't
Once a
pay me
month.
shit.
It's gonna
once a month.
once a month. That's fine. It's gonna save me driving 20 minutes to Sean's house to wax my chain.
Mate, it's probably going to cost like $3,000.
Hey, think about the long-term gains, mate.
Oh, I'm all for it.
The last thing I have really enjoyed about the oh shit, I was about to say the F1. Sorry.
It's like the F1.
It's the same.
Well, yeah, it is the same. I'm loving the DS's conversation appearing on the broadcasting for me to read and for me to listen to.
How does it go?
Go Roman! Sorry, earphone users. But yeah, I got real hyped about that. That was unbelievable, and I loved it.
It's pretty cool. Like it pops up when you're watching the telly
Yeah.
and
You wait for it.
you wait for it.
Come on.
You hear that little
Yeah.
and then yeah.
But the best thing about it is,
we've got chat coming in.
but the best thing about it was stage one. Jonas was telling his teammates how he was feeling up the second climb, saying he felt great. Told the DS, and the DS relayed it back to the team.
Yeah.
And then Jonas then continued to say he just needs some water. The heat was hurting him a little bit, and that was it.
Yeah.
Mate, they would have known that from the data that he's getting in the control center.
Exactly
Correct,
right.
But,
But like it's
good TV
it's-
watching.
It's stuff the viewer never has gotten before. You
Yeah.
know, like
mate,
it's cool. It's making it exciting for us.
Netflix is going to be loving this tour. Netflix is going to be loving it.
Well, I think it's a Netflix influence, isn't it?
I think it is.
Yeah.
It's 100% is.
Yeah. 100%. I'll tell you what, we're watching this third
Is there a
stage
break
today,
yet, Kurt?
and it's
No break yet, mate.
Thanks.
it's actually pretty boring.
It's a sprint stage.
It's a
mate.
flat
It's just
stage, mate.
flat as.
Like they're just doing a zone 2 ride, if that.
yeah.
Who's
It's
off the
single
front?
file though.
It's a pancake flat almost day,
Yeah,
like
it's a shit day.
1,150 meters of climbing. I think there's 3 climbs.
Sounds like the Pete May Bay loop.
Yeah.
Oh, talk about tech. I just saw someone putting one of those POC helmets.
Oh, the EF ones.
Have you bought one yet, Frues?
It's been in my shopping cart
You're
for a
taking the
few
piss.
weeks.
Of course it has. I can't imagine.
I actually can't wait to see you rock up to a crit with one, mate. I'm
Mate.
not even going to give you stick. I'm just going to sit behind you and bask in your era games.
Yeah, righto. That's okay. Yeah, you can. I'll just create a big tunnel behind me.
Well, Lockie Mortimer wore it in the unbound gravel
When he won.
when he
in
won.
the 2-up sprint.
Yeah, unreal.
Mate,
It was
how
all in
good
the
was that
helmet.
sprint though, by the way?
Yeah, it was unreal.
He got rolled and then came back and rolled old mate
Yeah,
with a little post up.
yeah.
Love a little post up.
Man, that is a hard man's race, hey? Let's talk about Bora. Bora Red Bull.
I like those bikes.
Oh, mate. Straight away, let's just increase the budget 20 million euros.
They've
Yeah,
gone
rightio.
25.
They've gone from 25 mil to 45 mil budget for next year. That's
love it.
insane.
That's good for the sport.
It's great.
Unreal. Like Sam Walsford's cheering. He's getting a pay rise.
Sam
next
Wilson
week.
was like the best. He's done the best out of this. The big
Yeah.
wombat.
Yeah.
He'd be loving it.
Yeah, Jakobsen's gone to his old team, going shithouse, and he's gone to Bora, Red Bull, wearing the new helmet.
I'll be driving Lambo soon too.
Yeah,
I don't know about that. I don't know.
It's
They're
unreal.
not, they're not
That
Caleb
tunes.
Ewan yet, mate. In Monaco, Bad Bunny, windows down.
Caleb Ewan's going to be in debt soon if he doesn't get any more results.
I don't know, mate. I reckon he's still got something in him.
Yeah, I like him.
I reckon he's still got something in him.
His attitude's a bit average, but anyway,
Mate, you're calling out some big people here.
cop it.
Leave it in the comments.
Yeah,
Leave it in the comments, people. If you're upset, leave it in the comments.
yeah, that's what we're about. We're just here to talk rubbish. I want to talk about the Red Bull kit because we haven't spoken about that yet.
I like how it's sponsored by Hugo Boss.
Oh,
Big fan.
on the shoulders.
Yeah, I like that.
And
Shit.
a lot of people were complaining that it was another blue kit in the Pello, but
Looks black, man.
it looks more black than blue. I
Yeah,
rate it.
I agree. I reckon the colorway on it's great. I love the bike, the white bike with the blue and red Bull sticker
yeah.
across the front.
Yeah.
It looks
I want
dope.
one.
Looks
Yeah.
unbelievable.
I
Yeah,
love
I want
everything
one.
they're doing.
I want
Reeves
one.
is going to rock up with a.
It's in my shopping cart.
What isn't? Are the new Trek water bottles in the shopping cart as well? Will they be integrated
Can't
into the
get
new
around
Bora
the
bike?
trick. We've got a profile design one. I could probably slot in there from a TT somewhere, mate. Just get
There
Jim
you
Bob
go.
to engineer me up a bottle cage.
But long story short,
You
Red
can.
Bull could really change the sport here.
They want to.
Yeah.
Could they possibly get Wout van Aert and Pidcock across as well?
That's a dicey one because I've heard Van Aert and Pidcock are sponsored by Red Bull in the countries they reside in. I don't know what the Red Bull Bora deal is. I don't know if that's like Red Bull worldwide or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
Because like Australia's got Red Bull Australia, bloody Red Bull US.
It's the
all
same
this.
ownership structure, sure.
Surely they could swindle some cash at Ineos or swindle some cash at Jumbo Visma and bang. Those
Yeah.
boys are over on that team.
Kachani's gone down. He's on my team. He's getting the special magic spray on his calf.
Mate, and he's Trek's only GC hopeful.
Oh,
he
he's actually done all right.
he was sitting on 10th on GC.
I know, he's been good
21
on my
seconds
fantasy team.
behind. Now he's going to be
He's getting the special spray.
getting the special spray. Talking about GC, actually, let's look at this. Primoz, he's struggling. 21 seconds off the hitters at the front.
Man, he's not struggling. He's 21 seconds down.
Oh,
Look,
mate.
he's the first one of the big four to lose some time, but
Yep.
I'm not convinced that this is the end of Primoz Roglic. I reckon he's got a handy time trial up his sleeve, and I reckon he's just saving himself for the third week.
I reckon the heat got him.
Yeah. I reckon we're gonna see one or two things from Remco. This is gonna be his best ever tour, where he is there.
Isn't it
third
his first
week.
tour?
No, sorry, he's one of Welter, but I'm
Yeah.
saying the best tour or Grand Tour, I should say.
What is a
Best
Grand
Grand
Tour?
Tour.
Yeah.
We're gonna see him ride 3 weeks, be
Back in
there
sick.
at the very end, pushing
Yeah.
with Jonas and Pog.
Here you are last week. You were bagging him.
But I don't reckon he will be. I don't reckon
Mate,
he will be.
He runs with the foxes and chases with the hounds. A big fella.
I don't reckon he will be. I still reckon it's Pog and Jonas to win it. But I'd like all four to still be there come week 3, but I don't see it happening.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is the TT is going to matter for these four, I reckon.
Of course it is.
100%.
Like,
Well,
Final stage.
Pog can TT, Remco can TT,
World champion.
Jonas can TT, and Roglic can TT.
that's what I'm saying.
Olympic champion.
They're all great TTers. Not like a few years ago, like when Bernal won the yellow. Like, yeah, he's a better TT than all of us.
I wanted Alaphilippe
But-
to win.
But man, he's not on the level these guys are at.
Nah.
So it's going to be a good GC battle.
Mate, don't break your hip.
Don't break your hip.
That's the lesson for today.
Yep. Hey, it hasn't stopped you.
Yeah, mate. It's not where it was.
Yeah.
All right, Shauna, that's enough for the Tour de France. I think we should talk about what's happening here in Bris Vegas this weekend in the road racing. Jim Bob, you going to pull on a helmet this weekend?
Yeah, I think we're possibly heading up to Alimba for a little bit of a squirt in the roadie up there. I think it's just under 60 Ks. So, yeah, that should be a bit of fun on Saturday morning.
That's with Hamo, eh?
How
Is
much
it-
Scott?
Is it a
on
handicap
it.
or is it grades?
Grades.
Nice.
I've had a great race up there before.
You had to.
Had.
Yeah. Back in your heyday.
Hey,
Back in my heyday.
mate, you can't talk about current racing. until you're currently racing.
Can't until I come back.
What else is happening? Darling Downs are hosting a crit up at Toowoomba, I see.
Yeah, I've actually never raced up there. Hey,
It's a bit of a far trek for me to drive, let alone ride up there. But
yeah,
Do right out and back.
do the commute. That's a big day.
I've been my
That is
monthly
a
ride
massive
out there and
day.
back.
The Gold Coast have got a crit on at Runaway Bay, I see, on Sunday.
Yeah, that's through Buncher. They're a Buncher crew down there.
They love that.
Yep, and believe it or not, for those people that want to get in the gravel scene, Armidale are having a gravel race, which there's not much of. And speaking of, Cairns, in a few weeks, they're hosting. It's not a gravel race per se, but there's a couple gravel sectors in their road race, and it's a series they're hosting. It's
3 stages.
yeah, it's a 3-stage tour weekend. That's on the 24th of August. So
Yeah, look, it looks like they're doing some racing up in the tablelands, and having ridden up there before, like the gravel and the road sectors up there, that'll be fun. That'll be really fun. So
yeah,
good luck to anyone heading up there and having a crack at that.
yeah, suss it out if you want to escape winter, get up there.
And then for us TTers, there's a round 3 of the ITT series at Nunda, which is going to be rather interesting.
Oh, I did a TT there at the start of the year.
As a race?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
It was good. It was a club 10. You know, like a 10 mile.
Just yeah.
Yep. So I got sub 20, mate. First one to crack the sub 20. I did a 19:30,
What'd you average?
50k an hour.
Fuck.
Yeah, it was.
Far
Yeah,
out.
I was on. I was on one, boys.
I actually don't mind that setup for having TTs down at the crit track.
Yeah.
It saves us having to drive all the way
Yeah.
out into the middle of nowhere. If it means we get more of them, they're easier to organise. I'm all for it.
But
So
Exactly.
bloody S,
Keep 'em
the S's
coming.
and those bloody bumps that are just so frustrating on the TT bike.
It is frustrating, but it's so easy. You can ride your TT bike to the
Out
track.
back.
Did you put a disc on, or
Yeah.
do you want to risk it?
Yeah, put a disc,
Jeez, so you did full setup.
full setup, skin
wasn't
dog, TT
Rin-
helmet.
Wasn't Ren Diggity Dog on a road bike that
He
day?
was. I
He got
lapped him
pumped.
twice, I think.
Ren Diggity Dog out the back, hold the shoe, A-grade passing, stay left.
I
Far out.
definitely yelled A-grade passing at him. That's
I
for
love that.
sure.
That's my favourite.
Oh, mate.
there's
poor
you
Ren
riding
Diggity
450 watts and Ren's pushing 250 or 300. Come on,
He
mate.
says, follow me up the backside.
That's it.
you
He's
lot.
like, wait till it goes uphill, mate.
Yeah.
You're gone.
And then the Queensland States up at Bundy. Anyone heading up for that?
No.
No, I'm not. Bundaberg's a bit of a drive for me, so I'll stay within Brisbane for
Man, you're not
myself.
even
And
racing.
You haven't even raced a bike.
And you haven't got a license, you till.
I would head up, but I've got a multi-sport event on that weekend, and
Oh.
I will be. I'll be.
Is that the
not
Townsville?
competing?
Is
No, that's Toowoomba.
Do you have the
Toowoomba.
dates right this week at this time, or
I believe it's on the Saturday, not the Sunday, but who knows? I'll need to check the day before.
Tell the people about that little mishap you had last year, mate.
I entered to do a duathlon in Toowoomba. Went to
Toowoomba.
drive to Toowoomba on the Sunday and got there and realised the race was on a Saturday.
It had already been run.
Yep, got there and
Oh,
they're
that's
packing
a-
up the gear and they sort of looked at me a bit weird, like, what's this guy doing here? I was like, well, promptly turned around and drove back home.
That is a stitch up.
how good's the drive up the Grange though? That would have been good fun.
Oh, mate, I was fuming the whole way up and down.
I tell you who likes to visit Toowoomba every now and then is Lukey D, and he's let the ball down again.
The Bull. The Bull's
Bull.
contract is up for discussion.
It is. Straight after this, we finish the potty. We're going to have a discussion about that. It's a management meeting.
Potentially a conference call and potentially we may be letting someone go.
No,
Ooh,
that's a big call.
it's
mate.
an early call.
That's an early call, Bob.
Sorry, Lukey D.
You can make
You're
the
not
call.
getting let go yet.
The Bull.
All right, boys. Well, that's it. Another episode done. Everyone, bloody join the Strava Club. Give us a follow on Instagram.
Get riding up the backside, everyone.
Yeah.
We've marked it up. Get out there. See the big wide.
Rain, hail, or shine this week.
Yeah, it's raining a bit, actually. So-
Yeah, I'm just hoping it's dry Sunday because I do not want to be running in the wet.
Watch out for chafing.
I get the worst chafe.
course.
All right, let's wrap this up. Thanks, everyone. Have a great week.
Sayonara.
See you later.
2 vodkas and a scotch.
Yes?
500 watts, please.